in Macau. Not for his performances, not for the technique, not for anything like that. Here in Queensland, Australia, Kieren Joblin in the blue corner with the blue shorts, and Shaipov in the red. Big height discrepancy and reach with Shaipov instantly using one of those long limbs to connect with the belly of Kieren Joblin.
Nice jab there. Didn't reach over his knee, a problem that a lot of mixed martial artists we have. We try to, instead of getting our feet to get us to the target, we try to lean over and reach, and it always leaves you open for counters.
Oh, powerful shot. Really sitting down on that right hand as he came in.
Well balanced. That's where you see that. You see how just visually you can tell, oh, he's on, because he's not leaning through. And by not leaning, using your body weight to necessarily rely on all the generation of power, and using your hips and your feet, that's where you get combinations and recovery.
Really using the range well. Joblin now taking the center of the cage. Joblin said he expected the typical Russian style of grappling and wrestling, when Shaipov is showing him he's got strikes as well.
No, they're very good at that aspect also. Well-rounded coming there from all Russia, the Federation. But you're right, Russia and the U.S. are two of the powerhouses on the international level when it comes to wrestling. So when you typically have those guys with flying those colors, you know you're going to be facing a guy who's pretty adept at throwing you on your head.
Oh. So always a sign when you're walking through Russia or Chechnya and you see cauliflower ears, there's a good chance you don't want to mess with that man. Kieren Joblin, so technical, so patient, though, will feel this out. And the experience he's got in the cage, the minutes, the hours he's got competing.
Ooh, that was a nice use. The right hand, close the distance. Nice short uppercut or left hook type of off angle. But nice counter there for Kieren.
Over the top with that right hand, just catches the chin there.
And right now, that's one thing that if I had to break down Baili's style, like, hey, you're kind of open for the right hand. He fights tall, and he does pull when he's neutral, meaning that he'll step back a little bit and slide fast. But when he's coming forward, he's right on line.
Oh, there you go, you called it.
And that's because he has very little head movement. And he's tall. So by fighting tall and not moving side to side, you have to then be very active with your jab. If you want to do that, you can fight that way, but you have to do something that makes it to where your opponent can't just freely fire off shots like Kieren is doing defensively.
Kieren covering up well, stepping into that. What I did like with Kieren, like you said, the overhand rights there, but also that body shot. He used a good kick to the body, which lowered that right elbow of Shaipov.
Yep. And right there, you've seen how he was neutral, meaning that Baili was not, coming forward. He was in a neutral moment, looking, reading his opponent. And there, when Kieren fired that right hand, he pulled. He moved his feet to move him out of the attack range. If Kieren, though, starts firing that right hand just as Baili fires that jab, he's going to move into it. And so far, I haven't seen what his defense is.
Oh, the crowd react to that.
Caught him as he was stepping. It's hard to tell if it really hurt him.
Oh, he worked the body there, and then the head. Look at this, Kieren Joblin up in the work.
Now, I like that. He's covered up, but instead of forcing a shot through a hole that's not there, he fired a left hook and right hook to the body.
And then he gets one back as well. Shaipov looking to pay back some of those.
I like Baili's lead hook. You see, after he fires the right hand, he's not throwing. It's kind of an in-between. I kind of call it a 5 in our training, or a 3, because he's not quite throwing a hook. It's not quite an uppercut, because where his elbow lineman is, it's that in-between hook uppercut shot, and it's feeding right between the gloves of Kieren Joblin.
And now look, Shaipov with 40 seconds left to go, is looking to take it to the mat. Could take the back here as well. Look at that technique.
Nice mat return. Trap the hip to be able to bring him back down. Here's just the grinding control. Another thing, we talk about the Russians and, the Chechens, Dagestanis, being good at wrestling, but very good, particularly this position of riding. They hold on to that waist, and then as you start to slow down and can't get up, then they rain down those punches coming from the outside.
Tough round from both fighters there. Let's have a little look at the handiwork. This is Bayali Shaipov pushing Kieren Joblin back, but got greeted with a few shots of his. Oh, that was a nice uppercut.
It is. It's a shot he's thrown a couple times in the fight, because you can see it, Kieren's right hand is blocking the hook. So instead of just forcing it through, he's finding a home for it. And really, this fight was pretty even until, you know, Bayali showed that, you know, he's very aware of how to win the rounds, and that's great experience and just tactical work on his part. That getting that takedown and raining down some shots, I think, made it much easier for the judges to decide who's winning, because up to that point, hey, that was a good shot. I mean, Kieren probably, you know, did not win that round until the takedown occurred, and then I have to go ahead and say, all right, strong strategic movement from Bayali Shaipov.
Strong and strategic as well, but always dangerous, Joblin.
No, the stand-up match it's looking pretty equal.
Intriguing indeed. We are set for round number 2 here. Me, Brian Lacey, alongside Frank Mir calling the action. Kieren Joblin in the blue corner. Bayali Shaipov in the red. Meeting fire with fire as they come forward. Oh, great body shot. And great catch of the leg. Look at the turn of the corner from Joblin.
He didn't establish position soon, deep enough.
Oh, great body shot. That was right in front of us.
Yeah, almost uses weight to drive down on that solar plex.
Does it again and again. Third one just missed, but 2 of those dug deep into the breadbasket there of Kieren Joblin.
And this is why I actually really enjoy the wrestling aspect that the Chechens bring, is that when they're on top, they are inflicting damage. They go for submissions like we do in the States and in Brazil. But not only that, I really think that on average, if I have to give a, you know, kind of a preconceived notion of what they are good at, man, they're some of the best in the world at ground and pound. It's vicious. They don't. The referee doesn't come in there to stop it because, you know, of shots being landed and you're trying to score. It's almost like the referee jumps in there a lot of times when they're doing their ground and pound and saving your life. You know, they like to rain down great punishment, but use their wrestling to establish position, and just, you can see there, they're moving their body up and down, and Bayali is a great example of that, on how he's raining down those shots.
I will say I'm very impressed as well with the work of Kieren Joblin off his back there. A couple of those elbows glanced across Bayali.
He has a guillotine, but what he needs to do is, you can't guillotine when the head is high, meaning that the guy who's being attacked, his head has to be towards the mat. That's the hip you want to be on as the person being offensive, applying the guillotine. But it looked like, you know, Kieren didn't really put a lot of effort behind that. He looked like he wrapped the head really to kind of gain some breath. Looked over at his coaches, maybe to, you know, get a, you know, bearings of what they're going for.
Oh.
Triangle.
Savvy work there from Bayali, stepping out. But look at this, Kieren Joblin turning for the heel that maybe leg lock.
Yeah, if he turns the corner, he's going to have his leg stuck in there.
Great awareness there from Bayali Shaipov, and looks to pass guard himself.
I like the attacks there from the bottom coming from Kieren. He just got to be careful. He's attacking the leg. He's going to have to unbalance the other side, because if not, and you see he's trying to do that, hooking and moving through. He's staying safe from getting hit too, though, which that's an important aspect of going for a submission. I tell guys that, you know, I'll see guys in the gym, we're doing seminars, and they'll show me something like, yeah, but if you're open to get hit, you're not going to want to go for it. You might once or twice in the fight, but as you're getting beat up, your brain from self-preservation is going to be like, hey, this is a bad idea. I'm not going to fall back and go for this submission.
We saw in the first round, technical battle on the feet. Right now in the second round, it's really been a gritty battle on the floor.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu-wise, they're very both equal. And when I say jiu-jitsu, meaning that the grappling aspect on the ground, not the takedowns. Typically, when we talk about the takedowns, we refer that to the strong suit of wrestling.
Yeah.
And wrestling right now, it looks like, you know, with no surprise, really, that Bayali Shaipov is the stronger wrestler. But once he gets the takedown, you know, he was working great for mounts and moving through.
Oh, that was nice.
Great double leg takedown, and Kieren had locked up the neck, but through the momentum of the takedown wasn't able to hold the choke.
1 minute 30 left. Just under that in this second round. Again, Kieren, look at this. Steps over.
Uh-oh.
This could be an... oh.
No, he's got the turn on it.
Yeah. Joblin is so active off his back. I absolutely love his offensive.
Yeah. And here's something at home, guys. Be offensive off your back, and makes it more difficult for the guy on top to rain down punishment, because now he's playing defense too. If you just sit there and go for the hold and look for the referee to go ahead and stop and start you guys back up, that's when the top guy now, he doesn't have to worry about anything as much, and now he's going to focus on driving your head through the canvas.
And again, all credit to our matchmaker, Ibrahim Ismailov. Throwing one of his young lions, Ali Shaipov, up against Kieren Joblin.
Oh, he's got a nice head and arm.
Oh, look at this. Works to the back nicely there.
Bailey is keeping forward pressure. When you have someone on their back, you want to stay under their arms and drive forward. And on the flip side, Kieren's trying to get his hips underneath of him. If he can get his left foot out a little farther, he's standing up, but going
and looking for that again, but Bailey.
He's got the guillotine locked up, but just at the last second is not able to get it rotated to the proper angle.
Nice finish to the round there. Like I said, in round one, we had that technical battle of striking. Round two, they really gifted us some high-level grappling there, both showing moments where they could cause big problems for each other. Nice body kick there from Joblin.
And here he took a body kick back, but was able to use a head inside, ran the dump, but wasn't able to hold down Bali, and was able to get the sweep. And here you see Bali coming down with some powerful shots. But I really like the activity of Kieren on the bottom. He's attacking, he's going for the legs and keeping his head out of danger. See here, by rotating through for that knee bar, all he was missing was securing that other leg, which allowed to keep Bali's his balance, and he hopped away from him, but wasn't getting punched in the face. Here you see the wrestling again. Bali Shaipov, he changes levels, goes for the guillotine. The go-to defense for Kieren is that guillotine grip, but he needs to get his other hip to the mat. Again, whatever arm you wrap around the guy's head for the guillotine, that same side arm, that hip is where you need to get down to get that finish, just not enough.
So round three underway here at the Gold Coast Convention Center for ACB 76. I did have some concern as well, because the Russian athletes only came in on Thursday. Oh, look at this, Joblin.
Now see how the elbow's down?
Oh,
that's a good guillotine. If he can keep down the left hip to the mat when he pulls down.
And that's under the chin there. Now he's holding on to it. Look at that grip. He is squeezing.
But now you see how Bali Shaipov's left hand driving down on the grip. Head inside single.
Nice.
Or basically had a double and ran the dump. And another thing that Bali did right there is he didn't follow him down. If you follow the guy down, you could get choked. By stopping, the guy falls off of the choke, and now gravity works against him.
Again, we're back in these grappling exchanges, just under 1 minute gone in this third and final round.
Great jiu-jitsu. Went for the triangle, used it to get to his knees, and now he's back on the offense.
Really feel like, Joblin up the pace there, a bit of bad luck. Or bad decision-making.
Bad decision-making. It was looked like he was going to try to do a lateral drop almost, you know. He was looking to go ahead and throw Bali over his right shoulder, almost sitting down, but didn't have it locked up. And that move really works better if Bali had been driving into him. And since he wasn't, he ended up sitting down underneath of him and basically gave that takedown to him.
Keeps going for this guillotine.
Yeah, and again now Bali is on the other side of his head.
Oh, looking for Mount himself, but Joblin scrambling, aware of that danger.
And Joblin's doing it. That is some good jiu-jitsu.
This is great, this is a great fight. Both athletes really putting on a high-level performance, and if some people think this is just them rolling around or exchanging positions, they don't understand the effort, the cardio that goes into a battle like this.
Yeah, the advantage of wrestling, I'm giving to Shaipov, he's got the takedowns occurring. But on the ground, his movement, Kieren Joblin's, his jiu-jitsu is nullifying any harsh. I mean, I've seen Shaipov fight before. His ground and pound is vicious, but he can't really get a hold of Kieren, who's doing great movements, going for sweeps, going for submissions, and in those transitions, standing up.
Keeps dropping these elbows, just being a pest on the side there of Vitaly Shaipov's head. Not fight finishing shots, but just constantly peppering him with something. Whatever he can hit him with, he's throwing.
Nice knee slide. See, he's sliding his knee, Kieren is. By doing that, he's bringing his hips under his shoulder. And by bringing his hips under his shoulders, he can stand up.
Exactly, I love that. Beautifully done. And now looking to bear his weight down on Vitaly Shaipov.
I feel a turn right now. Do you feel the turn?
I feel a turn. There's certainly some, and he's looking to lock up.
Oh, be careful, he's got to go to the chest. Kieren's condition is great. Has not slowed down the pace.
And I was saying that earlier on, just as this round started, my concern was with the Russian fighters. They only came in on Thursday, and that's a long way to travel with a weight cut.
Hey, I told you when we were sitting down eating and you brought that up, I'm like, look, if I'm fighting, I'm coming 10 days early. When you're this far away from home, you just need time to acclimate. So not only are you going to come in on short notice, but these guys are cutting weight too.
Well, again, threatening with this. The battle between these two is so close. Shaipov really working for this takedown now. 1 minute 15 seconds left.
You know what? I know that Shaipov is being aggressive going for the takedowns, but it's moments like this where the anti-wrestling, the counter-wrestling from Kieren, I think he's winning this round by doing, at least from this point on that we said, hey, I felt a turn. Even though he's not on the offense, his defense is active, and then he's landing shots, going for submissions. Really, you have Bali, who's...
Oh, look at that little hip switch there. That was beautiful.
Yep, see, I'm giving him this round in my mind.
Oh, now he's turned over. Oh, this could be it.
There.
Oh, he's got it under the chin. Can he finish? Can he be the first man to finish?
Nice. God, that...
33 seconds.
He just needs to stretch him out. If he can stretch him out, he might have him done.
He could be going to sleep here. Big John McCarthy right on top of this.
His head's on the wrong side. He's trying to get shook.
Oh, he's turned now. It could be even worse.
What toughness. Hey, but you're talking about choking a guy that walked 4 hours in one direction to go train.
Oh, he's still not giving up. Look at this, 13 seconds left. He's got it free. Vitaly Shaipov.
What heart.
What heart to show there.
But that's going to take a lot out of his gas tank. Right now, this is going to be a huge indication of how he stands up to go back to his corner.
That's it. That's the end. That was the third round, yeah?
No, that was second round.
Whoa, I'm lost completely. No, that's the third round.
Oh, I'm losing rounds.
There you go. What a fight between the two there, but I don't blame you. That was back and forth and technical. And then that moment that he locked in that choke, but Vitaly Shaipov showed the heart in the man.
Yeah, and also too, that's not about heart. Kieren would have just had it a little bit more correct, had the head on the proper side, stretched him out with the guillotine, using the body. I always use Damian Maia is a perfect example of how to apply that technique. I think he does it better than anybody else in the world. There was the sit-through that Kieren tried to do that gave up top position, and just you really see that Vitaly Shaipov's gas tank hit a wall, fighting such an active and just good fighter in Kieren, who kept busy, kept fighting hard, smart there with the knee, applied the hooks in, and without a doubt won this round. But was it enough to go ahead and secure a victory overall? Now hopefully we'll throw it to Cyrus Fees, go ahead and get the official call on this fight. They're adding up the scorecards very carefully. See if it's Vitaly Shaipov going home the winner, or if it's going to be Kieren, the stonecutter Joblin, who pulls it off tonight with a very late comeback. With a comeback indeed, a strong, very impressive. His conditioning, his cardio, to fighting from the bottom, very active the whole time. It's a close one. We're getting all the judges to add up the scorecards. No one wants to call this wrong. It's happened before. having to make corrections. But now we go to Big John McCarthy, Cyrus Fees, to make this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we'll go to the judges' scorecard for the decision. One judge scores the fight 29-28 for Joblin. The rest of the judges score the fight 29-28 for your winner by split decision by Ali Shaipov.
Well, came down to Biley won the first 2 rounds, not barn burners.
I'd argue it came down to surviving that guillotine as well. That was in the 3rd round. How deep was that?
Well, that rear naked choke.
The rear naked choke. There you go. We're all spinning after this fight.
I didn't know how many rounds they fought, buddy. So I'm like, I don't know. Give him another.